as I said before, it's time to move on to the carburetor, and it's kind of a sad day because it's been like a year and a half now, and this bike's been on the bench for a year and a half, and I've done other things, but it's always been nice. And putting the carburetor on is on the road to getting it on the road now. So this build has evolved, beyond where I've imagined it to go, and it's sort of gotten complicated. So I just want to take a little bit of time to go through the process, how to take the blower off, because it's not that easy anymore. Everything's interlinked. I have two places where I can adjust the angle of the belt from the blower to the crankcase pulley. One is this one I'm doing now. I can just sort of move that in and out a little bit, and the other one is that runs from the top of the frame down. Okay, all that's left now is that inlet manifold there, but I should be able to get that off with it still on there, I hope. Nope. That's got to come off now. Right. That one's already sealed, like that's sealed to that, but I haven't put the gasket stuff on this one yet. That'll come later. That'll come later. Right, back to here again. Don't tell me I've built myself in. I hope I haven't. I really hope I haven't built myself in. Here we go. One blower. Ready to go. And that comes off, and I've got to put the carburetor there. Something like that. I've got to work it out yet. The reason why I left these bolts long is that, I don't know, because I was building it and it was easy to trim at any time. The theory was I may have wanted to put cable hangers, build something out of there, I didn't know, so I can always trim them off anytime I want. These washers that go on here, because it's partially JB Weld, they're all cut to size. I've got a long bolt here. I didn't have to use it, but I've got a cork in there for now. But that's the bottom. Remember that's machine dead flat. So the whole recess here for that bolt. That other bolt over there just goes in that. It's very thin, I know, but that flange gasket stuff should work. Like this is dead flat, that's flat. So the flange gasket, I don't see a problem of blowing out there. It could do, but I'm hoping it won't. Cork in there for now. Don't want to drop a stainless steel bolt down that valve hole. From what I can tell, this is a 150 head, 150, 160 head, so it's a big piston head because of these two here, those two bolts there. It's a big piston head, big valve head on a small valve motor, so that should be work well. I have heard stories that they're prone to cracking, but I'm hoping that with the water cooling it'll never happen. It'll never get that hot. Cracking's usually a heat thing. So with all that water cooling, I don't expect it to get that hot. Yep. Okay. Remember this? A long time ago since I made that. And I can trim them any time, but they're not in the way, so I'll go on there. And this has not been flange gasketed yet. I'll put that stuff on there later. It's just sitting together for now. So that's it. So now I've got to make a manifold there for the carby. Okay, I've got a few things to get through. Now, about a year ago, I bought a whole ton of these, two different sorts. I thought maybe that one I could adjust where I bolt the carburetor down. This one here is slightly different. This is an adapter. This is to go to the carburetors. I've got two, but they're not. They're machined differently, and they fit slightly differently, even though they're supposed to be identical. So one of them's not so good. So I'll go through what I've got. It's all going to go down for that carburetor there. Let's have a look if I can have a look down there. There's a valve down there. There you go. Now remember, that's a big valve motor, a head on a small valve body. Basically that's a 110, 125 cases, and a 150, 140, 150, 160, whatever they are, head. So that's not so bad. So I'll sit this on the milk crate. Now, this adapter here, the whole if you ever buy one of these adapters, there's some people out there that are Postie people or whatever, and they've bought these things. They're available on eBay. And I've always wondered what that was for. Why do they do it? Well, I know now. See there for your water thing there? That fits perfectly in there. And that hole actually lines up dead smooth perfectly. Let's go get another view. Whoops, where are we? There you go, look at that. So I have one thing that lines up well. That's good. So I can take that anywhere and make these parts match that, look in there, and then I'll know that yes, that matches, everything is good. So this is the base state. I did try with this. That's the whole idea of it. Lined it up, those holes, lined up those up. I could not make that fit anywhere. That works. Carburetor would be going into the mudguard. Move around that. So I think it was basically designed to go this way, and it does not work that way. So I want the carburetor coming up basically this direction, because that direction, if I just move back for a second, moves it to the side, so it'll miss the mudguard, and the steering should still be able to arc through there, and this is all out this way. So remember, this is all temporary while I run the motor in. This is a brand new motor, and I get a feel for the carby, maybe get the nitrous going, just get some ideas. Oh, and what changes have I made? You know how I said that was a small petrol tap, only 3mm? Well, I found one. I was just looking through all the stuff I bought. This is 5mm inside, so I've changed it over to that one. That's a bigger bore one, and that'll do the job just as well. It still bolts up the same place. And I've put a fuel filter in line, so now I've got a fuel filter as well. So those two changes since last time. Anyway, so I'm back onto this again. So I have these parts, and that's where it gets tricky. I'll just reset up the camera. One other thing before I go too much further. You know, I said this is designed to go there like that. That's good, it is. And this is designed as a countersunk there. So this is supposed to go into there, and then you bolt your manifold to whatever spot you want around here. That's well and good. But when I put that to fit there, those two are completely in the wrong spot. So whatever I build, I have to line that up like that, and then re-machine a new one of these further along. So that now is going to limit where I can bolt down. But that's okay, I only need one opposite each other because they generally only have two.
I always wear safety glasses when I grind, but I still find that dust from aluminium so it just makes my eyes sore, so I'm experimenting with masks and goggles now to see if I can do it any better.
Okay, step one of putting this together, I've cut that away there and I'll show you. That's where the original one was, but I had to relocate it over there to make these two bolt holes line up. Nice and smooth fit, it's all good. I'll take that off and show you the other problem. It was to do with these. They're flush now, right? They're flush. Oops, how can I get that down there? But the standard setup wasn't. And whatever you had in there, it was going to leak air. So I'll show you what the problem was. What the problem is that these standard screws, which are Phillips head, I can't get enough room to get a screwdriver down there. So I had to change it out with something else. So I changed it out with these Allen key heads, which is fine. But when this in standard configuration, they was sitting up like that. So there was no way that this was going to seal with whatever kind of gasket you took. So I have one of these, which is a standard chamfer, whatever those chamfers are. That's what that is. So I cleaned it out a little bit, and that allowed it to drop in. But that's okay. But I still can't use it because, and even this one still sticks up a bit. So I got one of these bigger ones, put it in there, but that's still too big. See how that? Oops, see how that still sits up high? So what I have to do on the bench grind is take that around, to take that down a few mil to its 10 mil, that takes about a mil off it, and then grind it down this way till I end up with something that looks like this. Started off as that, and now it ends up as this, so it's much smaller, and that now fits inside there, and it's flush. So in a standard setup, if you find you've got air leaks and you're using one of these, it's because it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't sink flush enough down there. No matter how much goop you're going to put on there, it's still going to leak air past there. So it's not that good a design. But anyway, I've got it working. So now I have this. I can now match that to this.